Alright, Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro, let's go! Oh, bit too much enthusiasm there actually. I think I just gave myself a hernia. Now the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro matte glass version is a proper premium rectangle boasting buckets of power and some pretty ruddy impressive accessory support. I've been using this thing for a couple of weeks now as my full-time tablet, so here's my full Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro matte glass version review. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe, ding that little notifications bell. Cheers! Oh yeah, definitely need to see a doctor about that. Now for most of the time I've been testing it out, my pad has been lodged inside of this Focus keyboard. Let's just whip it out to show it off. So what we have here is an 11.2 inch tablet, reasonably compact compared with some premium rivals. As you can see, the bezels surrounding that display are reasonably skinny as well as symmetrical, which is nice. So it's a good size for carrying about. Feels like it's got a good heft, certainly for something this sort of size, but it's just under 500 grams, so not too heavy or cumbersome. Although you will start to feel the strain a bit if you are clutching it above your face in bed or something like that. Thankfully, when you are clutching the tablet like so, your thumb does tend to intrude a little bit on that display, but it doesn't bulk up the responsiveness. Everything still works exactly as it should. Tablet's smart enough to know that, just to ignore that. You've once again got yourself a one-piece aluminium frame, which looks pretty slick and certainly feels premium. It's quite a slender tab, looks smart enough, although no real flair or anything to help it stand out a bit. And it's especially not helped by the fact you can only grab it in one colour, grey. But hey, the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro, solidly constructed, feels durable. Although there's bugger all IP rating for dust and water resistance, unlike some rivals from the likes of Samsung. That said, I've spilled plenty of liquid on this thing these past couple of weeks, don't ask. That's been absolutely fine with that. And I'm very pleased indeed that Xiaomi once again decided to build a fingerprint sensor into that power button. This is certainly comfortable enough to use when you're clutching the tablet in landscape mode or when it's stuck away in one of the docks. Impressively dependable as well, considering it's just a slender wee button. I pretty much never had to rely on the face unlock because this thing just worked basically every time. And when you are clutching the tablet in portrait mode, you do have to reach all the way up to the very top to unlock it, but there are worse hardships in life. Now my favourite of the many accessories available for the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro is certainly the Focus keyboard, not at all inspired by Apple shenanigans. Now these pair up together with a physical connection. You got some pogo pins tucked away in the top left corner of the tablet. And the tablet just snaps on like so, held in place by some pretty powerful magnets. And I'm very much a fan. It turns into a cover when all folded up like so to protect the tablet. And then simply unfurl it like so when you're ready to use it. And it basically turns the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro into a makeshift laptop, complete with a respectable keyboard and even a cute dinky wee touchpad, which is mostly redundant because A, it's frickin' tiny. I mean, honestly, it's like a touchpad for ants. And B, hey, you've got a big old touchscreen right in front of you, so maybe just use that. And the keyboard itself is understandably compact, given this is just an 11.2 inch tablet, but the keys are well sized and spaced on the whole. Because the keys are a little crushed up, you've got a tiny wee single row enter key, a few little bugbears as usual. I certainly found this board was comfortable enough for touch typing. You even get an alright amount of travel for a cover keyboard. And make a satisfying noise when you're tapping away. So overall, only a couple of wee gripes. As usual, there's bugger all backlighting for that keyboard, pretty much standard for a cover board like this. And also, I would have appreciated a little bit more tilt for the display. It only goes this far back. And sometimes, particularly if you're crushed up on a train or something, it'd be good to get a bit more of an angle on the go. But yeah, that's as far back as it goes. Xiaomi is also offering a regular cover keyboard where you've only got a single angle, no tilting allowed. No touchpad this time, which is no biggie, but the board itself, another banger, basically the same as the Focus keyboard. And yes, this once again doubles as a cover. And if you're not fussed about having a keyboard, you can just get yourself a regular bog standard cover. Now the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro matte glass version comes with a bit of HyperOS version 3, that's Xiaomi's own launcher slathered on top of Android 16. And Xiaomi hasn't actually announced how many years of updates this pad's getting at the time I'm reviewing it, but you can expect at least 4 years of OS updates and 6 years of security patching. But I will update in that video description. I'll just pin a little comment when they do announce that at the launch. And as a small kind of mercy, Xiaomi hasn't actually stuffed this thing full of crapware. Normally when I set up a Xiaomi device, I've got to spend at least half an hour just getting rid of all of the bollocks stuffed onto it, but not so. In this case, you do have quite a few of Xiaomi's own apps, of course, the likes of the web browser, video player, Mi Canvas if you want to get all sketchy with the stylus. You got support for Xiaomi's new Focus Pen Pro, which does come as a separately sold accessory. This is a premium stylus through and through, super responsive, tilt sensitive, etc. Just give it a wee squeeze and you'll pop up the shortcuts bar so you can jump straight into sketching some sort of magnificent masterpiece. This right here, for instance, is a dog, believe it or not. See if you can work out which end is which. And Xiaomi has generously stuffed 512 gigs of storage into this premium tablet, so you should have buckets of space for all of your apps, games, hentai collection. Did I say hentai collection? I actually meant your charity donation spreadsheets. Other than that, it's the same old HyperOS that you possibly know, possibly even like. Got your notifications and your separate control center, which is kind of dinky and squashed off to one side here on the tablet. And I actually do think that HyperOS works pretty well here on a tablet, certainly better sometimes than it does on its phones. Just seems to be a little bit easier to get on with. Although sure, if you use the pre-installed Xiaomi apps like the memory cleaner, you will be faced with the occasional advert. HyperOS seems to have this reputation for constantly hoying ads in your face, but I found, I've seen a couple pop up when using Xiaomi's own apps, but outside of that, never. The customization options aren't quite as comprehensive as what you'll get on some of the smartphones, but you've certainly got plenty of themes and other bits to piddle about with. I've certainly found that multitasking is easy enough. You can run a couple of apps side by side like so in split screen mode, but then also have other apps open as floating windows, which you can shift about the place and minimize when you don't need them. The performance is certainly good enough to handle all of this, but more on that in a bit. I gotta say, I do still slightly prefer the ColorOS Oxygen OS way of doing things. It just feels a little bit slicker. Like for instance, swapping between two apps side by side, as you can see, it all goes sort of blank for a little bit while they're readjusting. But it's all pretty intuitive, and I haven't seen much in the way of bugs during the past couple of weeks, mercifully, as well. But if you want to know more about HyperOS 3, then good news, I've done a separate video all about it. I think it's like a 15-minute extravaganza, so go fill your boots. And then up front on the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro, wedged into that skinny wee bezel, you've got yourself a 32 megapixel selfie camera, which is quite high resolution for a tablet. Unfortunately, it's only a 1/3.6 inch sensor, quite small, so things do get quite grainy when the lighting isn't fantastic. Can generally handle high contrast though and keep you relatively well lit. If you are hoping to shoot a bit of vlogging action or whatever, it does max out at full HD resolution at 30 frames per second. And then around the back end, you've got yourself a single 50 megapixel camera, which can actually record at 4K resolution at 60 frames per second, even as a wee flash if you need it. I'm not really sure what that's doing wedged onto the arse end of a tablet, but it's there if you need it to scan documents in high resolution or something. Now, slapped onto the front end of the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro is an 11.2 inch IPS display, not OLED tech sadly. You've got a 3:2 aspect ratio, which is well suited to multitasking, if not quite so good for kicking back with some cinematic fare. You get some pretty chunky letterboxing on the go. It's a 3.2K resolution panel, so whether you're kicking back with a movie or just enjoying your photo album, whatever else, everything looks supremely crispy. And even though it's not OLED tech, you get some pretty strong contrast on here, Dolby Vision support as well as HDR10. But this here matte glass version of the tablet has a swanky pants nano texture display which kicks reflections right in the danglies. My studio lights are turned up pretty much full blast, and as you can see they're having absolutely zero impact on this thing. Absolutely bugger all glare, and it goes up reasonably bright as well if you just boost it up now. It's positively retina searing, so absolutely perfect for outdoor play. However, there is one big problem with this matte glass display, which you may well have noticed during the course of this video, and that is the fact that it gets mucky as out, which is all too evident when you're doing anything with a darker background. You can probably notice all of the horrible greasy smudges, especially when I sort of tilt it again towards the light. And certainly when I actually switch that screen off, it's a proper full-on smudgy horror show. And annoyingly, I found it's not really that easy to clean either, even if you've got a dedicated cleaning cloth. Be buffing this thing for bloody ages. And I know that I'm quite a greasy individual in general, but this is just bloody ridiculous. My arm is bloody aching now, and as you can see, I've barely even really made much of a difference. So yes, the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro is one mucky pup. But that's my only real complaint. For an IPS panel, it is a bit of a banger. Maxes out at 144Hz refresh, and of course it's flicker free if you are a bit more sensitive to OLED displays. And you've also got yourself a quad speaker setup, which is reasonably beefy, doesn't let itself down in the bass department. And you've got full high-res audio support as well as a good bit of Dolby Atmos. And pretty good news for the performance as well. The Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro is powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, not the Gen 5, the fresh new one which just came out. This is the OG model, which is over a year old now, but still an absolute banger. And that is backed by a healthy 12 gigs of RAM. The everyday run-in, perfectly smooth, despite the fact that HyperOS is quite a heavy launcher. And if you are a gaming fan, well, no worries. The likes of Wuthering Waves still run perfectly well. I smashed the graphics settings up to the very top levels. This thing's still powered through at a trouser-rousingly smooth 60 frames per second. Only dipping occasionally into the low to mid 50s. And even if you're gaming for a good hour or two, this tablet doesn't get too toasty. And yes, you do have that dedicated HyperOS gaming mode, which you can swipe out like so. Good bit of game turbo action. You can use this to boost the performance, clear the memory just to make sure you get the best possible running out of this thing. You got Do Not Disturb, you can record the action, the usual stuff. And sort of all complaints when it comes to the connectivity as well. It's got Wi-Fi 7 support, and I found that streaming music, movies, whatever you fancy over the internet has been absolutely fine this past couple of weeks, even when I'm a fair distance away from the old router. And last up, I found the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro also impressed me when it came to that battery life. You've got a 9,200 mAh capacity cell crammed into that slender chassis. And I found with general mixed use, running 2 to 3 apps at the same time, side by side and in floating windows with a bit of music streaming in the background, and while all hooked up to that Focus keyboard, this tablet typically drained around sort of 7 to 8% per hour. So yeah, full charge of that battery will happily get you through the longest of long-ass days. And if you do need to juice it up in a jiffy, well, no worries, because you've got 67 watt wired charging support. So I found that plug it in for like half an hour or so, you'll generally have enough battery life to get you through hours and hours of action. And there you have it, my lovelies. That in a tasty wee nutshell is the fresh new Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro matte glass version. And certainly if you want a tablet to take on the road, it's an absolute cracker. Because not only is it reasonably compact, you've got that excellent battery life, you've got the glare-free display, solid performance, you've got buckets of storage. It's kind of hard to kind of gripe too much about it. It's just a real shame that that screen does get so horrendously mucky. Anyway, that's what this hairless northern knacker reckons, but it'd be great to hear your thoughts on the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro and its various accessories, etc. down below. If you want more affordable alternatives, well, Xiaomi also does a pretty decent range of Redmi tablets. You've got the likes of the OnePlus Pads, while Samsung also smashes out the occasional cracking more premium tablet, especially if you want a bigger size of tab with full water resistance, etc. And I've done full reviews of all of these mothers right here on TechSpert. That's enough of me banging on anyway. Please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers, everybody. Love you.